So a lot of people ask me how and why Pretty Boy was invented. And the story of Pretty Boy came about, I was in the restaurant business for about 25 years. In fact, my last job was on the American Queen. I was a food and beverage director on one of the world's largest paddle wheels out of New Orleans. It was a big job. And after 9/11, the boat went belly up. And I was stuck with no job, and I was kind of done with that career. I'd done it 25 years. A friend in Philadelphia asked me to paint his house. And it was a clapboard German sided house. And it was a twin. It was connected with another house. And I painted as a kid all the time, but didn't really know anything technically how to do it. So I just started to learn, and just before YouTube, and there was a guy across the street who was a professional painter, and he just started to give me some advice, like how to power wash it, scrape it, wipe it down, how to prime it in oil and caulk it and paint it in latex and tint the primers, and what kind of paint to use. And so as I was going through this process in 2002, the summer of 2002, in my Benjamin Moore store, I was there every day. I couldn't find anything to clean my brushes. I became obsessed. I was using Purdy brushes and Coronas back then, a 2.5-inch angle. And I just couldn't find anything to clean them. And I thought, so like a lot of us, I used dish soap and I used shampoos and I tried different stuff to clean my brushes. And they worked okay, but nothing great. So in 2005, I moved to New York City and I tried to be a real estate agent. And it went okay, but after a couple of years, I got the calling again to go back to painting and started painting full-time again in Manhattan and started my business here. And again, I kept going to the paint store and kept looking for something to clean the water-based paints, the latex and the enamels, and there was just nothing. So anyway, that went on for another 5-6 years, and finally I went on this beautiful trip to India and Nepal in 2016, and I came back and I said, it's time to start that life is short and it's time to start the idea. So anyways, I went hunting in November of 2016. I went hunting for a chemist, and by January I found a guy in Atlanta who was a paint chemist who was affordable, and we started working on the formula of Pretty Boy. And it started out with 10 different, the first 10 formulas were dealing with the different soaps that come in here, the eco-friendly surfactants as we call it. And once we got that right, we had to figure out how to condition the brush, and that took about another 8 formulas. And it took about 8 months, and Pretty Boy was invented. At the time, nobody wanted it, and I thought, well, what am I going to do? So started with Instagram, literally started giving Pretty Boy away a little over 2 years ago, and a lot of these great IG painters started to like it. And that spring of 2018 was when I first started selling Pretty Boy. So here we are 2 years later, and a little over 2 years later, and it's all over the world, and it's great. So just wanted to tell you a little story behind Pretty Boy. Thank you.